Once people begin developing discernment, another question naturally emerges. And that question is, what should high quality work actually look like? Because once you stop evaluating purely from marketing, confidence, certificates, or promises, you begin looking for standards. And standards actually matter enormously because in any industry, there is a difference between completion and competency. There is a difference between information and embodiment. And there is a difference between holding a certificate and having the capability to create meaningful outcomes consistently. And this distinction matters deeply in transformational work because not all practitioners operate at the same level, and not all training providers develop practitioners equally, even when the certificate title sounds identical. And this is where people begin recognizing something really important. The quality of the outcome is heavily influenced by the quality of the standards. Because high quality transformation work is not simply about delivering information or following a process or applying techniques mechanically. It is about responsiveness, application, integration, observation, decision making, and real-time competency. And this is one of the reasons why standards matter so much. Because high-quality skilled practitioners do not simply repeat scripts or follow rigid formulas or apply the same process to every person. They respond dynamically to what is actually happening. They observe state, timing, activation, integration, resistance, readiness, and what the person genuinely needs in the moment. And this level of responsiveness cannot be created through information alone. It requires practice, feedback, application, supervision, refinement, and ongoing development. And this is where standards become visible. Because high-level training environments do not simply focus on the content delivery. They focus on competency development. And they should be creating opportunities for practice, for real-time feedback, for application, correction, integration, and embodiment. And this matters because someone can complete training without necessarily developing high-level capability. And this is one of the reasons that people need to research carefully, because many trainings are designed to meet minimum standards. Very few are designed to exceed them. And there is a significant difference between those two things. Because minimum standards often will be focusing on completion, whereas high standards focus on capability. And this is where people often begin recognizing why outcomes vary so dramatically between practitioners, providers, and training environments. Because two people can hold the same certification, the same title, or the same modality, and still have completely different levels of integration, of responsiveness, depth, and competency. And this is why standards matter, because standards influence safety, depth, professionalism, integration, and long-term outcomes. And I think one of the most important things that people can begin evaluating is this. Does the environment create real capability, or does it simply deliver information quickly? Because meaningful transformation work requires more than intellectual understanding. It requires embodiment. And embodiment takes time. It takes practice, it takes experience, it takes feedback, it takes reflection, and it takes refinement, not simply attendance. And this is why I think that people need to become more discerning about standards, not from fear, not from cynicism, but from informed evaluation. Because once people begin recognizing what high quality work actually looks like, they stop evaluating based purely on presentation, marketing, certainty, or certificates. And they begin evaluating depth, competency, responsiveness, integration, and standards. And that changes everything, because once standards become visible, it becomes much harder to confuse completion with capability. And that distinction changes the quality of outcomes profoundly.